Although it's rather annoying, I could see everybody commenting on the one that I wasn't using, but I think we should be live now. But I'm just going to give it a go for a little bit because it is way late and I am roasting, and I've got to remember the camera's over here. Let me turn the comments on so I can see if anybody is around. I can see there might be one person here. There's a few people here coming now. Yes, so apologies. So, hey, hello, Mark. I think I saw your message on the other kind of weird live that didn't quite work and I deactivated. It is quite warm. It is a rather toasty 25 degrees in the car, so that's rather nice. But it's just a quick live. It's just a quick 10-15 minute jobby just to say hello and remind myself how to do lives, because I do actually have a little bit of 4G, just enough for a little bit. But we'll see who comes along, and you can join me for a cup of decaf. Hello Nathan, how you doing? I didn't know who would come along actually. It's quite late as far as the live goes. Well, it's late by my standards anyway. Normally this is bedtime. But I've been out and about walking through the walking in the fields for hours, so it's a very late night for me. Shori, you made it, yeah. I saw you on the other video, the other one that went wrong on. I think there's 3 different lives I started, and I can see everyone commenting on the first one. But yeah, say this is just a quick one. This is a quick hello, a quick howdy. Welcome to the hot box. That is this lovely super warm night. But I do have my trusty fan with me plugged into the Jackery, so that is rather nice. Excellent. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going to make it because I walked for miles in one direction, in a linear direction, and then had to walk all the way back again, and I didn't think I was going to get back in time by the time I'd eaten, and then made coffee, and then obviously done a bit of filming. But yeah, I thought I'd do a little bit because I do have some reception here, so we might as well make use a little bit. So yeah, so the floor is yours, people. I'm too tired. I know that I can remember there's a delay on these. It's actually been 4 months since I've done a live. I hadn't realised it was that long ago. I think it was when the night I wore my Udi for the first time. Too warm for pot noodle. This is a bit of a plot spoiler. The temperature in here is, well, it's getting warm according to this. 26 degrees thereabouts. Although I do think this little thermometer ain't the most accurate, it must be said. But it gives you a good idea of what it's like. But considering before I left home this morning, or no, before I left home this evening, before I came out, the car was registering 40 degrees. So I very nearly didn't go, to be honest. I thought myself it's going to be horrid. But if I didn't go today, then it would be ages till I can go again. So I just had to put on my big boy pants. Toasty. It's very toasty. But what you can't see is my little house fan plugged into the Jackery. So making use of the Jackery with a nice little aircon. So I've got the big fan. I've got a little fan. It was rather hot and sweaty, but luckily that was just because all the windows had been done up. As soon as I turned the aircon on and started driving and getting the air circulating, then it was much more bearable. But yes, it is definitely a pot noodle, Nathan. It was, in fact, on weather like this, it has to be a pot noodle because I always stealth car camp. So I've got all my covers on. I've got the windows cracked a bit because I can, but in this type of environment, you don't really want to be using gas. And after the fun I've had with my electric lunchbox the last few times. Any new gadgets? Well, the only gadgets really I've got are the ones that Man Cave. Oh, hello, Man Cave. I haven't seen you. Not seen you for ages. No. So anyway, the only upgrades I've really got, other than the fitted sheet on my bed, that was my upgrade from the last video, are the lights that Claris keep on sending me, which I really like. So they're the ones that I actually use. But this one lurking over here would be the newest one. It's a beast of a light. It is a monster. So the car is fully illuminated, courtesy of Claris. So thank you very much, Claris. But other than that, no, there's no real gadgets really. I think in terms of my setup, it's pretty much sorted. There's nothing really I ever need to buy. I have everything. And even now the lights are awesome. I mean, these lights are so cool. I highly recommend them. And that's not just because they sent it to me. I actually do genuinely like them. When will the new video go live? Well, as a rule of thumb, if I do my car camps on a Friday, then I try to get them out. They tend to, as a rule, come out Sunday evening. Depends how drunk I get tomorrow night. That's always the issue, because I download these because it's so late now. Normally I kind of go through the footage on the cameras before I go to sleep, just to delete the outtake ones. But because it's so late, I probably won't do, so I won't be doing that till tomorrow. My mum and dad's during the day, so it depends. But hopefully, as a rule of thumb, it tends to come out Sunday evening. And I don't see why this one won't. There's not an awful lot of filming gone on, really, so it's fairly concise. So yeah, Sunday afternoon, and then obviously this live will run as a video in itself for the next 48 hours. So, but there will be some little shorts I'll probably put out, but they'll probably go on TikTok. They're more TikToky shorts than YouTube shorts. But yeah, so it's all good really. All good in the hood, so to speak. Although I need to go outside and see what it's like outside in a minute. I think I'm in the kind of location where I can actually look for a change. Whereas recently, where I've been car camping, I've not been able to do the whole, what's it like outside? But here I can. Excellent. In fact, I still need to watch your latest one as well. Sorry, it's still there. I haven't seen it. No cool box. No, I don't tend to use a cool box, Mark. I mean, the only time I've ever used a cool box car camping was when me and Mrs. Hobbies went last to the campsite, and we actually took some beers and ciders with us because we were on a campsite. Other than that, I don't tend to use cool boxes, mainly because, I mean, there's nothing I need to put in the cool box really. So all I had today for my dinner was a pot noodle and some mushrooms. My milk is the sachet milk. Car camping, but got my first wild camp tomorrow with the lads. That had come in my way this weekend. See, this is what I want to do, Rayson. That's the whole wild camp thing. That's totally something I want to do. I want to buy the same kind of one that Maltz has. If you watch Maltz, when he does his wild camping, he's got a Jack Wolfskin one, I think it is, and it's really quite cool. It's 120 quid, but I definitely want to get one at some point soon. Because I think that'll be quite a laugh. And actually all these Claris lights, they will be absolutely perfect for wild camping, because their lights, well, the CL2 is a light, a torch and a power bank, and even that one is a power bank and a light as well, so they're actually perfect for camping. Hey buddy, to be honest, I did know your name's Mick, but I'm suffering from the live trying to read everything, and I completely gone out of my head. But I did know your name was Mick, honest. I just yeah, the whole live thing I just forgot. The lights are too stealthy though. Are too stealthy, huh? The lights are too stealthy. Well, these are too, I mean, they are super bright, but because I've got the stealth covers on, or the window covers, no light really escapes. And I think, to be honest, in terms of where I am here, it's not too much of an issue, to be honest, because I'm right in the corner of a car park and there's no one in here. I mean, I kind of would take the camera out and show you, but I'll probably drop it on the floor and break it. But all that's in here is a couple of cars and what looks like a motorhome that's been stolen. So the number plates have been taken off it. In fact, I might message the company the name that's on the side of the motorhome to see if it is stolen or if they know it's here or not. But no, it's quite a nice little location. I don't have to be too stealthy. I've only had one person walk past me since I've been here. Oh, sorry, wild camping. Well, to be honest though, I mean, the thing is, you've got I mean, the CL3, yeah, that's way too bright. But this one, yeah, I suppose maybe. But I suppose it depends on where you are, isn't it? If you're in the woods, so to speak. Or this one does have a red light on it, which is quite handy. How do I get that on? Okay, and goes now, a little red light, look. So that could work well for stealth camping or for wild camping, a little red light. Also good for astrophotography. A good red light at night. And then as we've gone flashy red light, let's put that back on. Ooh. So yes. Handy for astro. Definitely, Mark, absolutely. I mean, my old headlight had a red filter on it that I used when I did astro, but I lost the filter, so that was no good. But I'm gonna do something different for a change. Normally when I do a live, I feature some of it in a video, but this time I can film myself on the camera whilst talking to you. Although I still keep looking, whenever I do lives, I always put the camera the wrong way round, so the lens is down here, or the camera's over here, but I always instinctively look here. That's why I'm not looking at the camera, because I'm looking at the wrong place. But yes, that's where the fun stuff is going on, I wonder. We have no couples camps on the horizon yet at the moment, but I think, to be honest, with this heat, we are not lovers of the heat. Red nail polish on a pan. Ah, very good idea, very cunning, yeah, very cool. Well, when you've got, I mean, when you're using one of these, Mick, you can't really go wrong, because it is pretty, I think that's the difference with a camera. Ooh. You can't really go wrong with one of these, as you can see, because you can see yourself there. So that's super handy. And even with the GoPro, that's the same thing. I have the GoPro 10, and that, it's got a little thing in the front, so you see yourself in the front as well. So they're handy. But with the iPhone, which is what I'm using on here, that's where you can go wrong, because I've got to look where the light is. But it's all fun and games. It's all part of the learning curve and the journey. But how else is everyone? Is everyone enjoying this horrible heat? Well, I'm guessing it's hot where you all are. It's hot down here, and it was 29 outside of the car, 40 inside the car, and 25 inside the car now, so it's probably a good 17 outside. Cool. Well, the Sony I highly recommend. No, the Sony. Yeah. Well, there's another one that actually is really good as well. I can't remember what it is, because I've got the ZV-1, I think it is. Got to sleep last night because they. Jeez. Well, this is why I've got the fan on. Hate the heat. I'm fat. So am I. I think that's what makes us hate it, is the layer of blubber that heats us up and keeps us warm. But I do have two secret weapons with me on this stealth camp. You know about the fan, but I haven't told you what the second one is. You'll have to watch the video to see. So I have another secret weapon, which I think will be very good. So we could call ourselves the Fat Car Campers Club. That's got a ring to it, hasn't it? You could do a good little badge of belly. FCCC, Fat Car Campers Club. FCCC. Oh, tease. But no, I'm gonna have to going back to the cameras, Mick. The what is it? Yeah, so I've got the ZV one, but there is another one. The if you check out Amy and Dean, I think there's a link to them in a really old community post, but Amy and Dean, they have the other Sony that I'm thinking about, and that has interchangeable lenses, so it's even better than a ZV-1, and I think it's cheaper, but don't quote me entirely. But it's like an EX1 or Z10 or E10 or something, but it is I think possibly better if you want interchangeable lenses rather than just this one. But this works fine. I love my little ZV-10 and I love my little GoPro, although there is now the GoPro 11, but I think from what I gather, the GoPro 11, there's not an awful lot of difference other than it has star trails. If you watch Full Transit Connect Camper, who hasn't joined us yet, he's not seen me, but Full Transit's just done, well, he tried to do star trails. If you go watch his latest video, you will see his attempt at his first GoPro 11 star trail. Interesting watch on Channel 4. Yeah, well, Kodak is no more. There's a really good, I think I've mentioned him before, there's a channel that I watch called Camera Conspiracies. So if you want a laugh, go find Camera Conspiracies. It's a Canadian guy, and even though I don't have an awful lot of interest in the cameras, mainly because I've got the ones that I want, he's a good watch. Was funny and sad. Also, he needs cable ties. That was funny and sad. He needs cable ties. I don't know what you mean. Fat car camper here. I have a couple of Sony cameras. Canon plus fan pick out what I should use. Yay! So there you go. The secret Fat Car Campers Club. Yeah, I'll have to make up 4 badges for us all. Probably get someone complaining saying, but I'm thin, can I join? And then you have to be all inclusive and allow the thinnies to join as well. Transit Connect. Oh, sorry. Yes, with you. Miles away. Like I say, my brain's not with it. The heat is affecting me. I'm forgetting people's name, like Mick, and I'm forgetting Full Transit. So you saw the star trails too. Hey, Duke. I've not seen you for a long time. Lives tend to bring people out, I've noticed. I had to make my car bed extra wide. Well, I've got room to make mine extra wide, but I need the room for my porta potty, and that takes priority. My lovely throne won't be without my porta potty. Unless when we go couples camping, and then in those instances, then alas, there is no throne. There is the collapsible throne. In fact, I need to make another little mini tutorial because I just love making. I think I've only made 4 videos, 4 tutorials involving my porta potty so far. The next one's going to be collapsible toilet versus porta potty. Porta potty best thing ever. Yes, so is Mick, and of course you is my fellow porta potty friend as well. We are out there. Although lots of people, I have made that video, my most hated car camping item, which is my porta potty, which actually is the one that always generates the most amount of comments ever. And oh, you shit in your car, oh, that's disgusting. But yeah, actually haven't had much hate for it recently. I'm sure that will change at some point when I do my little collapsible versus porta potty. Oh, let's see how the Jackery's doing. Well, the Jackery's certainly eating. Yet to take, man. You mean you have a porta potty and you haven't used it? Oh, I just missed that message. Oh, I just missed it. Let me get that back. How do I get that back? Oh no, I did miss it. Oh, how do I get that off? Okay, right, fixed it. Time flies so fast. It's almost 20 minutes already. These are the problems whenever I end up doing lives, that I end up talking for hours and I don't even realise it. I think my first ever one was, what, 2 hours if I remember rightly. And then I had worked out I had to restrict myself on these because I just talk too much. Of course, I blame you because, oh God, now I've turned the fan off. It is proper roasting in here. Oh my God, are you sweating and everything? Oh, I must drink more water. But I do seem to have a certain red baking hot glow about me. Lovely. So what are your plans in terms of your wild camping man cave? Is it a tents in a proper wild camping, tents and vodka? It could be a deadly mix. Tents, vodka and barbecues. Sounds like fun though. God, it's really quiet here without the fan on. Well, the train station is right behind me. Tents and rum. Excellento. I only like rum in cocktails, I discovered recently. After I went to, what was it called? The Beer Keller. I think it was Beer Keller. And when you buy those massive, like 2-litre jugs of cocktails, and a lot of them contained rum, and they were rather nice. A cold bottle of beer. Yeah, see, this was the thing, Mark. I genuinely very nearly didn't come out because I've got some rather nice ciders in the fridge. I haven't got my usual vodkas, but there's lots of beers and lots of ciders, all nicely chilled in the fridge. And it was a tough choice to either go for the cider or go for car camp. But clearly car camping won. And actually then I think what we'll be doing is having started tomorrow night. Actually, I just want to try something because I never realised I could flick my camera. So let me just try this. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, it does work. Okay, well, there's my back window. Cool. Didn't realise I could do that. So that would be quite handy if I'm actually, when I eventually get around to doing a live outside of the car at some point. But to be honest, where I was just now, I had no reception. It took me 40 minutes to get enough reception to do that last community post. It's just nothing. So I'm quite surprised I've got such a decent reception here, to be honest, because I think there's only 2 bars of 4G, but clearly that's enough, which is good. Hey, Gareth. If I upgrade into a Galaxy, I remember in the future, I just wish that my Zaf had maybe an extra inch. To be honest, no, Gareth. I mean, the reality is these Zafira for me is, well, for me and my wife, is absolutely perfect. And I mean, and the whole thing is ultimately for myself is that and for all of us really, isn't it, that we're all car camping in the cars that we own. And I think that's the whole thing about that's, well, for most car campers, they're making do with what they've got. So I wouldn't upgrade this to a larger car for car camping because actually the Zafira does do the job. And yes, it could be larger, and yes, it'll be better if it's larger, but actually to use what I've got, which is just my normal family car as a car camper, is perfect. I am lowering my bed tomorrow. Cool. Yeah, I mean this is why I only tend to lie on the bed at night time. So the minute I'm sitting on the raised bit that the Zafira has, whereas normally I tend to sit on that side and there's more headroom. But actually this works perfectly as a seat, no matter what side you sit. And I'm using the porta potty as my table because I left my table at home again, which was rather annoying. So you'll notice in the main video that yeah, the porta potty table is out. Any more hobbies on the horizon you're thinking of getting into in the future, or are you thinking of bringing into the channel? For now, it's pretty much my opinion. Just interested, thanks. Any more hobby? Oh, got 3 questions. Yeah, no. I mean, yeah. I mean, the point is, Nathan, this is. I think if I ever upgraded in the future to a bigger car, it would be, I suppose, more like not a van, but oh, there's too many questions coming in now. Go into YouTube video. Have a ban. No, it's gone. Minute. Right. So let me try and get through these questions. I know it was Gareth that asked that question. Sorry, and get Nathan, it's Gareth. Yeah, I mean, the point is, I mean, some people do. So obviously, wondering where went from a Zaffi to a Galaxy, and yeah, but then he does this full time, isn't it? So, he's as good as a full-time YouTuber now, to be honest. So he needs the extra room. But for someone like me who goes once or twice a month, if that, or once or twice a month max, then that's why using my regular car is so perfect, to be honest. What else came in there? Right. Oh, right, Nathan. So hobbies, other hobby videos. Well, what I am debating is putting in one of my old hobbies. So where I used to play airsoft, many years ago. I've still got all my guns and all my kit, and I've never got rid of it all. And I think it all still works. So at some point, I will end up doing a car camp and airsoft. So basically, that will be me car camping, and then you'll see me dress up as a soldier and run around the woods shooting people with my guns. So that could be quite a fun video to shoot. Considering I don't normally like vlogging in front of people, the idea of trying to film myself in an airsoft game with lots of testosterone filled men dressed up as soldiers carrying guns, I'm not sure how well that will work, but it's an idea for the future. So yes, going by YouTube is if you have a van, every vid you do is van life. Oh, just cool. Then I can't catch the end of that message, it goes too fast. And it's the end of van life. Van life, yes. Well, the point is, though, Mark, the reality is they're the videos that get views. So as much it's the whole clickbait thing, isn't it? I mean, no one wants to see, really, I had a great time car camping. It's like the EastEnders effect, and certainly in older videos, I always used to talk about the clickbait effect, and I always used to say that I wouldn't do it and I'd do just normal video titles. But the sad reality is that actually those type of titles are what gets the views, because people click on it. I mean, the times when I've been mucking about, and my ones, where was I? When I was in Penshurst, and I said, I was shocked. And even though it was a P-take thumbnail, it got decent views. So the reality is those kind of ones, what have I got? One of the one I did was gutted. And this was true, I was gutted because something changed, but it's those kind of thumbnails: van life fail, van life problem, I'm quitting van life, I can't take it no more, I was shocked. People click on them. That's just the sad reality. It is irony. It so is, Mark. I mean, but that's just, it's just the way people work. It's the whole clickbait, but the secret is for it not to be fake bait, i.e. as long as there was one video I saw, or I didn't see it, but because YouTube showed me, it was a guy, I'd not seen him before, but he had like policemen on his thumbnail, and it was in Cornwall, but actually the police weren't even in the video. They were never there. The thumbnail was complete fake bait, because it made out he got in trouble with the police, but actually he didn't. So I think the secret with a thumbnail is, as long as it happens in the video, then you can put it on. Or my new logic is, as long as I say the word in the video, then I can use it in the thumbnail. So when I used that I was shocked, I mucked about saying I was shocked, but then that was the thumbnail and that was the picture, and that did well. So it's fun, it's interesting, but to get the views, that's what you got to do. You got to sell your soul to the thumbnail devil. And yes, the porta potty table, Mick, is wonderful. It's the perfect height for filming, for lives, for cooking, for making coffee, and everything. It works perfectly. Oh dear. So yes, look at that, it's half an hour already. I think this is the problem with lives. I just talk. I seem to have no problem talking whatsoever. In fact, you might remember from ages ago, there's a very old video when I was in Lenham. And it's the only time I've ever mentioned I've actually got a nervous stutter on a video. And actually on that video, I commented about how doing these YouTubes has been really quite helpful for the old stutter, in terms of me being a lot more confident at work on Teams calls, Mark, and stuff like that, and doing presentations. And actually this week, because I volunteer for all those kind of things now, and that's where the YouTube side has helped with confidence. I actually did my first ever, I trained a face-to-face training course, a room full of people, a room full of social workers, and I was up front doing the training, or one of 5 trainers. But I mean, Christ, a year or two ago, the idea of doing that, the idea of even volunteering for that is no go. But that is one of the funky side effects of doing this, the YouTube channel, and actually developing my presentation skills, albeit I'm not being very, cheers Mick. No, and it is so good. I'm totally it is such a good side effect of doing YouTube, is developing my confidence in real life, so to speak. And even doing this, I mean, I'm doing a live, and albeit, yes, it's a one-way conversation, as if anyone else has got a stutter, then you'll know how stutters work. So yeah, it's been a very good thing as doing this, and that it's worked nicely in terms of work, and they all love it because everyone hates doing presentations and talking in front of the camera at work, and yet I love it. And I always tell people about my car camping, and then they always get like, "So you sleep in your car?" I'm like, yeah. And they're like, okay, look at me like I'm weird, and then carry on the conversation. But I think most people act surprised when you say you're a car camper. I may as well save some of that for my coffee in the morning. Oh dear. Keep thinking I can hear people. It's not. It's just the light moving. At least I'm hoping it's not someone. Oh dear. I might have a little look outside. Let's have a look and see what's going on out here. It's black. Can't see anything. There's no comments. Where's your favourite park up? And it's a skill, mate. Got the first one. Where's my favourite park up first? Where's my favourite park up? It's tough. I've actually had loads of favourite park ups, Mick. I mean, the reality is, I think there's a word you'll see on a lot of my thumbnails and titles, and it's the word perfect. And it's because so many of my car camps have been perfect. I always seem to pick really good locations. I mean, all the coastal ones have been really nice, but it's hard to pick one coastal one in particular. But then even my village one, so where I am now, I'm in a free village car park. Basically, the village ones always tend to be nice. And I think the reality is I've never had not a bad park up, but somewhere I've not enjoyed where I've been. Even the very first car camp I ever did, which I didn't film, that was before I filmed. I took photos. We can see my weird P-log, as I called it, rather than a V-log. That was when I thought you called it vlog or not a vlog. But even that one where I genuinely was a little bit scared because there was a boy racer going around the car park doing rather uncontrolled donuts and handbrake turns next to my car. So, but even that one was fine because once he'd gone, yeah, I slept really well, and it was another lovely location. So I think all the place, yeah. So long answer short, I don't have a favourite because I just have so many favourites in reality. What have we got here? Right, so I saw a question from Mark. I was self-conscious trying video myself, but I have no trouble rapiding on in company. Oh, interesting. Okay, so you're the other way around. I mean, I've never found it too difficult talking on camera. Actually, I mean, even the very first tutorial I ever did, and still my most successful video, still gets views to this day. Almost over a year and a half later, my very first Zafira setup video, which is when I took a camera, because I was using my iPhone, whatever I was using at that point, just took it, set it up in the car on a tripod like this, or actually that tripod, and just spoke to it for 20 minutes. And I think I've always seemed to be comfortable in front of the camera, oddly. Although I think over time my ability to talk has got better and my confidence has got better in front of it. But I think it's just a case of practice, is the reality. It's just you have to over accentuate yourself a little bit more than normal. And that's the whole thing of YouTube videos as a whole, isn't it? You've got to be expressive and use your hands and move your head and stuff like this and over exaggerate how you talk so people feel engrossed in what you do. Like that. And now I've said that, you're going to be noticing my hands in my videos when I'm talking because I'm accentuating the point. And apparently that's good because I used to watch all those YouTube That's what I used to watch in the olden days when I used to watch all the how to make your video successful videos that they do, like vidIQ and Film Booth and all of that. It's all about using your hands to express. You're pretty confident on New Year's Eve, lol. Was that my live, Nathan? My my live DJ set. I'm pretty sure that was. I was yeah, very confident on New Year's Eve. That was an excellent live. That was the live that I just could not stop. I just could not play in, could not drink in, could not stop mixing. I actually need to do another live at some point, or another live DJ. I actually haven't DJed, well, mixed since that, to be honest. But that was the idea I thought to myself of why doing the live mixing would be good as well, because it would actually encourage me to carry on doing it. The problem is, outside of the lives, I don't really mix anymore. It's like, well, many hobbies, I've got all the gear, I just don't use it. So yes, it will be good to do another mix. Car camp rave meat. Actually, that was your, no, who was it? There was someone I saw on, because I have an Instagram channel, a running one and a car camping one. I mean, the running one I don't really post on anymore, mainly because my running's gone so much more slower than normal. And the car camping Instagram I don't really use. I might post the occasional random picture. But there was somebody I follow on there, urban car camper, and he had a rave setup. I've got to go, buddy. Stay safe. I'll see you later, Mick. Thanks for joining. And yeah, I will catch you later. But yes, no, car camp rave, car camp DJ. I mean, car camp DJ would be a funny one, because I've actually got a lot of my tracks are all on Apple Music. So they're actually on my phone. So I could actually do a DJ set on my phone in the car. But then I'd have to find another way to record myself, because is that another message that popped up there that I missed? No. Okay, cool. Jesus Christ, 40 minutes. What time is it? Right, okay. So I am going to restrict myself, because otherwise I'm just going to sit here and talk for hours, and then it's going to be really late, and I still have to film a little bit and then go to bed. So I'm going to keep it going for about another 5 minutes, one and all, and then I think I'm going to. I've already been on here much longer than I thought I would be. It's been great that so many of you have come along. It's always good doing lives. I always enjoy doing lives, whether it's 2 people or 10 people. It's always good, and because people come in and it's always nice. And that's what I've always found is that there are certain subscribers who will only comment on lives and not on videos. And actually, conversely, I've found lives have been quite a good way for people who watch but don't normally comment to comment. And the whole thing about me is, whilst I never ask people to comment, you'll kind of notice I don't do the whole, as a rule of thumb, I don't do the whole like, comment, subscribe stuff that most other channels do. You might see me say it on an old tutorial, but I genuinely do like comments when people comment, and I tend to remember nearly everybody who comments. And I always notice when someone hasn't commented for ages and then they comment again. So that's always nice too. But I don't know why I'm talking about comments for. No, that's it, because lives are good, because it's another way of having that live comment conversation with people and people who don't normally comment. Now I'm just rabbiting on and saying the same thing over and over again. I think this is where the heat starts to impact my brain even more. Oh dear. But right, it is 11:57 and something popped up. Now try and enjoy sitting outside a little Floyd and my single car kept looking up. Well, yeah, no, I mean, it's a shame almost, because I gave up. I stopped astro, I think, photography before I got into car camping. Otherwise, that could have been quite a useful thing for car camping. I mean, certainly, maybe wouldn't have made very interesting car camp videos for YouTube. Just me taking, or even worse than that, because it would be on the auto shutter thingy. So it would just be me sitting in there in the dark with a red light on. But yeah, it would be think it's a fox. He hopes. There's a weird allotments next to me and there's a train line behind me. But there's nothing over there other than houses. Yeah, nothing. And the problem is because my windows are cracked, people can hear. That's why I'm not talking as loudly as normal, because it dawned on me the amount of times I do lives where I'm being stealth. Cool. Thank you very much, Mark. You mean because my car camping Insta was my photography Insta, but I just changed the name to my hobbies over the years. But I used to do kind of photo series on there, and basically, the thing I've got with cameras, because photography has always been a thing. Astro stuff, cool. Cheers, Mark. Yeah, I mean, I never posted an awful lot, really, and I didn't really do particularly well in astrophotography, to be honest. I was good at taking the moon. I got a couple of galaxies, but the problem is I never got into stacking. I just didn't have the patience for taking hundreds of blacks and whites and whatevers. So I think that's why the whole astro thing kind of stopped for me, because at the end of the day I started thinking to myself, well, do I need a £500-600 set of kit, or even more than that actually, just to take pictures of the moon? Church bell. It's funny, I've been in East Malling and yet I haven't actually seen East Malling, because I walked over into the fields and the forest. I was over there for, 3 hours walking around that side, getting lost in the woods. It was awesome, but I haven't actually seen East Malling. So I might have to try and do that in the morning if I can get out of bed. If I can't get out of bed, then I'll stay in bed and then I'll have to come back and see East Malling another day. But right, people, it is 12 o'clock. My step counter has now reset to 0 because we've entered another day. Many thanks, Nathan. Great to see you. And I'm going to scoot off now myself as well. But thank you very much for joining. So everybody, thank you for joining. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for saying hi. And thank you for all that good stuff. And yeah, this video, well, not this video is live now anyway, but the video I'm doing now, yeah, Sunday, I reckon. So until next time, and I will do more of these lives. I kind of do need to make a point, but recently I've not had good enough reception to be able to do it. And as you know, I've never really announced when I'm doing these. Because of that, I just tend to do them whenever I can. But it won't be 4 months till the next one, that much is for sure. And you never know, one day I might even do a live with Mrs. Hobbies. She might, well, it might be quite difficult though, actually, for both in the car. But anyway, who knows? We might find a way to do it that way in the future. But otherwise, I'm rabbiting. I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you very much for joining. And until next time, take care.